Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday Q&A, so we're going to go through some of the questions I got this past week from some of the clients on the diet, and hopefully answer the questions you guys might have as we come through the process of the diet. Got some good questions, so we'll go ahead and jump in, answer those questions, and hopefully get something out of it. So today there's a lot around supplementation and eating, and supplementation and eating post-diet. So we'll go ahead and get started with those. So the first question I had was, what supplements do you recommend post-diet? And so I'll kind of go through this in a couple ways. One, I also got the question, what supplements do I currently take as part of my routine, kind of in a phase 4 lifestyle pattern. So I'll go through, like, those of you who are familiar with the new keto HCG protocol, like what we've done there is taken what I would consider an optimal supplementation program and combined it with the HCG protocol. So the HCG protocol is a pretty old protocol. It's been around since the 1950s, so we're talking 70 years, and it's an effective, great weight loss program that is a tremendous program. I think all of us that have done the diet can vouch that if you're going to lose weight, it's a great program. But over the past years, over that 70 years, there's been a lot of new supplementation, new science that's come out that really kind of benefits individuals who are trying to lose weight, right? And so there's actually a lot of new products, new supplementation, and again, new science that can enhance the original protocol. And that's really what we've done with the keto HCG protocol and it's more than just a ketogenic HCG. Keto is kind of a hot word right now, and we definitely use ketosis as part of our protocol. But the protocol that we've put together is more of an protocol to optimize health, okay, and lifespan, or what they call health span. And so as far as recommendations for supplementation post-program, would probably be, again, from an optimal standpoint, we're going to start with all these supplements that are included in this advanced platinum program, right? That's kind of my dream scenario. If I was going to help an individual or a client really improve their health, this would be the prescription, right? Would be the protocol to follow to maximize fat loss, to optimize gut health, to optimize brain health, to optimize energy, sleep, recovery. We're going to address deficiencies in vitamins and minerals and some other things that in that program. That's what it's there for. And so the question is, what supplements would you recommend post-diet? And so my answer would be, in an ideal world, it would be to continue that same supplementation, right, moving forward throughout the rest of your life. Now, I realize that can be expensive. How expensive? When you're really looking at how much does it cost you when you're not running at your optimal health, something you've got to determine and evaluate on your own. There's always a cost to benefit ratio, right? And again, I think I'll go ahead and share that list with everybody from a ideal standpoint of, if this was in a perfect world, money wasn't a problem, this is what I would recommend you take on a daily basis. And then from there, we can kind of trim things back. But again, it's going to be different for everybody. And the supplementation is no different. Some people really going to benefit from the probiotics. Some people are really going to benefit from the fish oil. Some people are really going to benefit from the BCAAs. And it all depends on kind of your particular situation, right? Your lifestyle, your habits, your daily routine, your genetic makeup, your weight, your goals, all of those different kind of things is going to affect which supplement recommendations I would have for each of you as an individual. So I'll share that list with you now, and then we'll kind of go from there. So again, this is, hopefully you guys are seeing this. So this is the Platinum Plan supplement list that we use with the advanced keto HCG protocol. And okay, that lets me know at least you guys are seeing that. So, okay. So the included vitamins with the Platinum program are, first is exogenous ketones. Second on the list here is the MCT oil. Third is the probiotics. And then we do multigenics, which is a really high quality, high dose multivitamin. L-carnitine with chromium. This is really good for blood sugar and fat metabolism. The omegagenics, omega-3 liquid, the magnesium, D3, 5000 plus K, and the BCAAs. Now I've done an individual list on all of these vitamins and why they're included in the original protocol, or the Platinum protocol, and why I chose them. But again, if this was an ideal scenario, right? Money, no object. These would be the supplementation protocol that I would recommend for anybody. And again, this is kind of the reason and the thought process behind this is again, to optimize health. So ketones, why they're such an important supplement, is they're a little bit different than everything else on this list. Okay. So most everything else is a micronutrient or macronutrient of some kind that addresses deficiencies in like nutrition. What the difference is with the ketones is the ketones are a fuel source. Okay. So your body can run on glucose or it can run on ketones. But that's it. Those are it. So it runs on glucose, runs on ketones. And so ketones aren't just a supplement, they are a fuel source. And so the difference is we're not supplementing a deficiency that you might have. What ketones do is they provide energy. And it's kind of a principle underlying cause and effect, right? Like more than anything as far as a nutritional deficiency, I think what's most important is an energy deficiency, right? That we're addressing that, and we're addressing what fuel source we are utilizing in our lives, in our bodies. Okay, so that's why first and foremost, ketones would be the recommended supplement of choice. Okay, again, because we're not just addressing a nutritional deficiency, we're addressing energy and the fuel source that runs the overall machine. And so that would be my first recommendation. Just like with a car, right? Like we're not going to worry so much about the spark plugs or the radiator if we've got the wrong kind of gas in the car. And so again, we want to optimize the gasoline, the fuel that we're running on, make sure that's kind of priority, and then we'll start addressing the other mechanisms within the body. And so that is why ketones would be, out of all the things that I recommend, number one priority. So if you're going to spend some money on a supplement, spend it on the ketones. And again, just for that reason, I take ketones every day. I get mine from Prove It, which is a different company than the Metagenics. Again, these are the two brands that we promote here with Sun Valley Medical Weight Loss, is the Prove It products, and then the exogenous ketones from Metagenics that we get through the pharmacy. And so that's the two products that we feel good about. There's a ton of keto stuff on the market right now because, again, it's a big buzzword in health and nutrition. But just like anything that starts to take the forefront in nutrition, people get on the bandwagon and they start labeling everything keto, and it's not really good for you, and it's not really what you're after, right? It's just a way to market or sell a product. Now, these two products, again, the Prove It brand and the Metagenics brand, where we've reviewed those, we know what they're in, and we feel comfortable in recommending those for our clients. I've taken exogenous ketones almost 3 years, every day for 3 years, and they make a huge difference, again, on energy, mood, sleep, hormones. It's just, again, running on the right fuel makes all the difference downhill from there, right? So again, can't emphasize enough the exogenous ketones, either from Metagenics or from Prove It. If you need to get some, let me know. I can send you a link to the Prove It ones, or there's a link for those of you on the website. There's a link in the additional resources for both the Prove It and the Metagenics to get your supplementation through there. That's the easiest way to do it. The link's already there, takes you right to the home page. You're ready to go. And again, these are top of the list supplementation. And again, I hope that helps you understand the difference between ketones and the other supplements, right? One, it's just that fuel source. Okay, MCT oil, again, I think great product, great supplement, great on salads, great on, you can cook with it, you can add it as a flavor enhancer to almost anything. It's a really good way of getting some extra healthy fats. Medium chain triglycerides are what the MCT stands for. So it's a derivative of coconut oil, but it's like the reason you want to take coconut oil is to get the MCTs. So it's, again, a much more refined version of that coconut oil, right? It's what we're after is what's called C8, C10s, medium chain triglycerides. That's what's in this product from Metagenics. So again, if you're going to get oils, use oils like cooking oils, oils for salad dressing, those kind of things. MCT would be the priority over all those other oils, right? And the reason MCTs are so great is they get processed by the liver and get turned directly into ketones and ketone bodies for energy. So that's part of the reason they're so beneficial is because of that. So MCT oil is great. The ultraflora control, again, gut bacteria or gut prebiotics, probiotics for your gut, the gut health. There's a lot of science behind the gut-brain connection. Again, leaky gut, if you're struggling with that, again, a good probiotic would be really beneficial for that. And again, this is kind of this area that I'm talking about everybody's individual prescription for supplementation would come down to kind of what you need on an individual basis, right? Someone who's struggling with leaky gut syndrome, someone who's having a lot of gut issues, probiotics would move up on that priority list, right, over some of these other ones. So again, it's kind of why I'm here, is to help you figure those things out. Multigenics, the great thing about the Multigenics product is that it takes care of a lot of the micronutrient deficiencies. So if you were to look at this and go like, if I was to choose a product out of this list here, having a high quality multivitamin covers a lot of bases as far as like, it's going to have some D3 and K in there. It's going to have some magnesium in there. It's going to probably have some chromium in there. And it's going to cover some of those bases. So again, probably not in the recommended amounts for optimal health, but if you're going to choose one of these other products, the Multigenics is going to cover a good portion of some of those deficiencies. So that would be my other recommendation, would be the Multigenics, right? Now the L-carnitine and chromium, if you're somebody who is diabetic or was diabetic, or someone who struggles with insulin resistance or diabetes in any way, that would be one I would recommend for you because of its ability to help balance blood sugar, ability to help improve insulin resistance. And so, again, kind of on a unique individual basis, if that's something you struggle with, that would be the recommendation. Okay. EPA, the Omegagenics, I'm a big fan of getting 3 grams or more of fish oil per day. And so the Omegagenics 2400, that's EPA and DHA, there's 2400 grams. 2,400 milligrams of DPA and EPA, DHA and EPA every day in one dose. And then there's another 600 milligrams of other fish oil. So you're getting 3 full grams of fish oil every day. And that goes a long way with cellular health, brain health, just a ton of body processes, helping your body balance omega-3 to omega-6 ratios that we've talked about. So again, it's a great supplement. The magnesium, almost everybody is deficient in magnesium. And magnesium is required in over 300 bodily functions. Magnesiums are great to improve sleep, improve just a ton of things. So, and the problem with taking the multivitamin is a lot of times multivitamins have certain minerals and vitamins in there that compete for the same receptors. So like calcium and magnesium compete for the same receptors. So that's one of the reasons we do a multivitamin earlier in the day and the magnesium at night, is to make sure we're giving ourselves adequate time in between to open up that receptor again, right? So we get the calcium in the multivitamin in the morning, but the magnesium that's in the multivitamin is not going to get into the body because calcium is going to take priority. And so that's why we take magnesium at night, is to make sure we're getting that dosage of magnesium away from the calcium. Okay. Vitamins D3 and K, those are wonderful. They're also fat-soluble vitamins, so they require fat to be absorbed well. So most people, again, are deficient in vitamin D3 and K. Part of the reason they're in the program, the protocol. But again, they are fat soluble, so they need fat to be uptake and to be absorbed in the body. So, you know, it depends on where you're at with your D3, how much sunlight you're getting, time of year, those kind of things as far as, you know, does D3 and K take a priority over something else. And then finally, the BCAAs, the amino acids. These are great for anyone working out fairly heavy. They are great for people who don't like to eat a lot of meat, don't like to eat a lot of red meat, those kind of things, like making sure we're getting enough amino acids to maintain muscle or to build muscle. So again, if you're weightlifting pretty hard, if you're dieting hard, and we want to preserve muscle tissue, the BCAAs take a priority, right? And again, in a dream scenario, this would be your list, and then we would subtract from that based on kind of where you're at on a daily basis. So again, the other question that was with this, let me change screens here really quick. Okay, so vitamins are supplements that I take. What do I take on a daily basis was the other question that I got from this individual. And so I'll just take you through kind of and what a normal day of eating looks like for me and my wife. So I wake up in the morning first thing, and first thing I do is drink a bottle of water, like 32 ounces of water, and then I drink a ketone, right? So again, I want to make sure I'm getting that clean energy source first thing in the morning. And again, ketones don't take you out of a fasted state necessarily, because when you're fasting at night, your body burns through all the glucose and the glycogen. Your body starts to break down body fat for fuel. And so it's starting to produce its own ketone bodies. So when I get up in the morning and I drink ketones, it just allows my body to continue to burn fat for fuel, right? So it just sends that signal that, hey, we're still burning fat, we got a lot of energy. And then I typically go for a run in the morning or a bike ride in the morning. If it's winter, I'm on my bike in the garage. If it's summer, I go hike the mountain behind my house and run down the other side. So again, the reason for this is I just want to burn through any glycogen that I've got left in my muscle tissues and really speed up that fat loss process every day, right? If I get up and empty out the refrigerator, then it allows my body to pull more fat from the freezer, which is the body fat stores, right, into that refrigerator. And so I do that on a daily basis in the morning. I also typically take my ZMA product. So this is magnesium and zinc. This is by Now Sports. It's a great product. But I take 3 pills of that in the morning. And again, that's just to make sure I'm not deficient in magnesium, zinc, my electrolytes that I need. And especially when you're running low carbohydrate, that's a good way of getting in some extra electrolytes. I used to take those at nighttime before bed, but I find if I take them in the morning, they kind of help with the electrolytes. And again, I've moved my other supplementation to nighttime before I go to bed. So I don't want the magnesium interfering with the calcium. So another thing that Annalie and I do a lot of is digestive enzymes. Annalie is very good about making sure she gets one of these with every meal. She does not have a gallbladder, so it's important that she takes an Alzyme by Da Vinci to help break down fats and to help assimilate proteins and fats into her energy. And so it's really important to do that. I struggle a bit with red meat. I'm a type A blood type, and type A's tend to lack hydrochloric acid, which means we need a little bit of help. If we're going to eat red meat, we need a little bit of help digesting that. Otherwise, it can cause some bloat. It can cause some, again, lack of being able to process it properly and pick it up. So, and then at night, I take multivitamin from Gym Supplements. And the reason I like that is because he doesn't include vitamins that interfere with each other. So that's part of the reason I do the ZMA in the morning and the VitaGym at night, is to do that. But again, the Metagenics is an even superior product to this one. I would recommend that. I do glutathione, which is your body's major antioxidant. So it cleans up like the junk, the rust, right? Keeps your system running clean. Glutathione is very important for a lot of your body processes. It's great for if you're on a ketogenic diet or ketones. I think glutathione's pretty important. I do what's called Alpha Gym, which is helps with muscle growth, helps with maintaining higher levels of testosterone in men. It's not like exogenous testosterone, but it helps reduce estrogen, helps reduce what's called sex-binding globulin, which allows me to have more free testosterone in order to utilize it for building muscle and those kind of things. So I really like this product. It's got one of the main ingredients in here is a herb called ashwagandha. And ashwagandha is what's known as an adaptogen. And an adaptogen helps balance things. So like it says, it adapts. So if your stress levels are high, ashwagandha helps bring those down. If your stress levels are too low, it'll help bring those up to where it should be at a good ratio, right? Your cortisol. So if your cortisol is really high and you're always in fight or flight, it's going to help balance that back down. If your cortisol is low and you're kind of lazy and lethargic, it's going to help bring that back up, right? And that's ashwagandha's job, is to help balance out those indifferences. So I really like it. If you're struggling with any kind of like energy deficiency, any kind of mood problems, stress, that kind of thing, thyroid problems, ashwagandha is like a godsend. It just really helps balance those out. There's a few other adaptogens that are beneficial. We could do a Q&A on some of those. And then the other thing I do is the 3 grams of fish oil every day, either the Gym fish oil or the Metagenics liquid. They're both about the same as far as the ingredients, the cost, all that stuff. I do the Gym. I like the pills. And Leah does the liquids, the Omegas, Omegagenic product from Metagenics. So that's kind of what we do on a daily basis, okay? And then as far as like food goes, or our meal timing, so again, we typically don't eat in the morning. We just do the ketones and then go to lunch. Lunchtime, we'll have lunch, like a protein and some healthy fats, or protein and some vegetables. So a typical lunch for me, like today, for lunch is going to be a piece of flank steak and some broccoli with butter. And that's lunch. And then won't eat again until dinner. And at dinner, we usually almost always, have a giant salad. And it would probably freak you out to see the size of a salad that we eat every night, or typically most nights. So we get like the big stainless steel mixing bowls, and we fill those with lettuce. We throw in some hard-boiled eggs, nuts and seeds, cranberries, carrots, cabbage, olives, avocados, apples, whatever's around the house, and some protein. Like we'll throw in chicken, we'll throw in fish, we'll throw in beef, we'll throw in pretty much just a good quality meat, along with all those vegetables, the greens. And that's typically our dinner most every night. So again, lunch is like a nice protein with some vegetables, and then dinner is like a really, really big salad. And again, we usually just use, olive oil and some balsamic vinegar with some salt. That's typically the dressing. But again, it's a ton of vegetables. It's some really healthy meat. And when we buy meat, we buy quality meat. We're pretty good about making sure we're getting either organic, grass-fed, grass-finished beef, free-range chicken. We kind of go out of our way to buy a better quality meat. The portions aren't necessarily really big, but the quality is good, and that's kind of what we look for in a meat. Analia is really good about desserts. She will make some kind of a keto brownie or a keto cake or a muffin, or she's really good about that. So a couple times a week we're having treats that aren't really hard on our blood sugar, right? They're really kind of helping us keep in that. And again, we don't eat keto all the time, but we do eat low carb, low sugar, and she's just really good about substituting recipes. Like if it calls for regular flour, she's using almond flour or coconut flour, or substituting those things. She's got some videos. Those of you on the website with your portal, you go to the weekly webinars, there's videos from Analia's, some of her desserts she makes, but she does a really good job of doing that. And those are great. So that's what a typical day looks like for us. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. The other question was this week, can you eat low-fat cottage cheese while on phase 2? Yes, there's 2 meat substitutes you can use that aren't on the list up front, and that's low-fat cottage cheese, and again, about 100 grams, and low-fat plain Greek yogurt is the other one. So those are 2 protein supplements that you can use while on phase 2 of the diet. And exercise, we've kind of covered that before, but we did get that question again this week. If you're exercising, contact me, because it really depends on what kind of exercise you're doing on how we would approach that. So whether we need to increase your proteins, we need to get you on some BCAAs, we need to tweak something, but it all depends on the exercise, the intensity, the duration, how many times a day, how many times a week, some of those things that we need to address on an individual basis. Again, that's really what this is all about, finding out what works well for you as a client. I hope today was beneficial for you. I am a supplement geek, so if you've got questions about supplements, let me know. I would love to help you with that. And hope everybody's having a great week. We're seeing a lot of great results going on right now. People are losing weight. People are improving their health. People are making some big strides in recovering their health. So super happy, super pleased with the programs and everybody's hard work. So look forward to talking to you all this week. We'll see you later. Thanks, guys.